We welcome the intervention of the Zimbabwe Women's Group to put pressure to the Vice President, General Constantine Chiwenga. We celebrate their move to put questions to VP why he is treating Merry like a fugitive in her country of birth. Merry's children were taken away from her by the father because, in his own words, Merry is mentally unfit to look after the children, therefore he is taking responsibility of the guardianship of their offspring. Based on that arguments to claim custody of the children, why is she found fit to stand trial? This does not add up to full total. There is no law in Zimbabwe that allows one parent to claim full guardianship of the children and are denied their right to see their biological mother, just to see their mother even for a day. Chiwenga is supposed to be the person to uphold the rights of the children, respect the rights of the children. He is Minister of Health. What is he ministering if he is failing to give dignity to his own children? Why are children robbed in this case and are punished violently by a father first and a Minister of Health? Does Chiwenga know the rights of the children as Minister of Health? We are paying the price of being ruled by uneducated and zero sensitivity, let alone the rights to keeping Merry in remand prison with her health condition is to sentence Merry to death. But somehow Merry has refused to die in the month of November, a time when people in some cultures are sacrificed for ritual purposes. Merry has refused to die. She is refusing to die silently. Merry is talking. She will talk until her last breath. In the words of Jean Gasho, Merry should die at any other month and not in the sacrificial month of November. On one hand, the assistance of Women's Group will help to amplify her voice immensely. But Merry, on the other hand, should lay bare her case, tell it why she is treated like a fugitive in her country of birth. It is not enough to say Nangagwa and his wife are not helping her case. Merry's case has open-ended questions. She is accused of attempting to murder Chiwenga in his deathbed. Questions should begin to be asked surrounding the attempted murder. Who was she working together with to murder Chiwenga? At whose behest did she remove life-saving gadgets supporting Chiwenga in a South African hospital? Merry, at whatever corner one looks at her case and her health condition that is deteriorated due of lack of proper care that is not found in Zimbabwe, she should know that her case is a lost cause only on her part. Her story comes in bits and pieces because she is afraid herself. Merry should be proactive with the last strength she has to come out openly and tell it all, what her case is all about in the scheme of things. When a horse is about to die, it kicks the last kick and dies. The intervention of Zimbabwean Women's Group is welcome, albeit late. We wish they should have come out in large numbers to defend their gender, who is in brutal hands of a regime that has no scruple about the life of a woman especially. How did we watch Merry going in and out of prison? How many times has Merry been summoned to court in a stretcher bed to face serious charges that do not make sense? These charges of money laundering do not make sense because Chiwenga, together with Mugabe, swindled diamond revenues worth about 7 billion, all stashed in Chinese banks. Before the coup, Chiwenga had gone to China to secure looted billions in his name. Merry swindles 2 million that was stashed in their house in Borrowdale Brook to buy houses in South Africa. Chiwenga cries money laundering? Let's understand this case mathematically and ask who a bigger criminal is from the two, who is supposed to be in Chikurubi prison, Merry or Constantine, or both. What is $2 million in ratio to 7 billion? In China itself, such criminals who loot in this magnitude are sentenced to death by firing squad. It is confusing, especially to us simpletons, how China allows African criminals to hide their loot openly, looted behind the backs of the poor citizens to boost Chinese economy. Zimbabwe can kiss that loot goodbye. China will not allow that money to be removed for whatever reason, because it has been put into the country's fiscal system. To remove it will shake the Chinese economy. Uneducated Chiwenga does not know this, but educated economist Mugabe knew it, but he did it. The above argument brings me back to the impaired mentality of our African leaders. The stupidity of some leaders in Africa is beyond redemption. It is for this reason, when they are deposed from power, they are assassinated out of anger, rightfully so. When the Caucasians say Africans are stupid, this is exactly what they mean. African leaders rule us with impunity. We are at the mercy of brutal, barbaric, senseless, primitive regimes. It is the colonialists who now speak on our behalf, putting pressure on despotic regimes to adhere to the rule of law. They are ones liberating us from brutal regimes who have no qualms about human rights. We never saw this coming. We are now worse off than in the colonial times of Eustace Smith's regime. This is a shameful and disgraceful. We welcome the move. The women's rights activists in Zimbabwe have found their voice that will amplify Mary's voice that was singing alone in the wilderness. It had to happen that our sisters take Mary's case into their hands and fight on her corner. This will assist Mary. She may be assisted to have access to her children she has not seen for 30 months, not normal by any civilized standards. Mary much cooperate by giving the women's groups evidence of abuse by the echelons. The Zimbabwe women's voices will reach far and wide. It will catch the ears of international bodies who will question a government that is so barbaric, have no qualms about the rights of women and children,